Oscar Ramos, I'm pretty sure most of you might have had him as a professor if you guys are in the School of Business. As you guys know, he's an excellent professor. If you don't know, he used to be an AMA executive. You were AMA all 4 years? Yes. From 2013 to 2016? 12 to 16. 12 to 16, sorry. And in 2015, he went to the international conference and placed. He won the conference. So he's got a lot to say for AMA. I know he's got a great presentation prepared, so whenever you're ready, sir, you can go ahead and get started.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. All righty. Hello, guys, to whoever is on Zoom. Happy to have you all here. So, nice. Guys, happy to have you here. Hey, how you doing? So, well, I'm going to go ahead and compartmentalize this presentation in a little bit faster fashion. But it is really a privilege to now take this place as back in the day when I was in your shoes as an AMA officer with this shirt, right? Still have it, I still keep it, and still can feel on it. We understood that the utmost priority for us was to deliver excellence and learn about marketing and just try to do the best that we could to demonstrate that we had what it takes to place in the top chapters nationwide and even international wide. So what you're seeing right now on the screen, just want to start with this, right? Are some of my credentials that make sense for this class or for this session. I'm an NFS faculty, which I've been teaching some of you, and it's been a pleasure. I also am the Apple Lab Manager at the Center for Innovation and Commercialization here at the university in Westville. I also am a content creator on YouTube, which I love. It's, I think, a privilege to talk about crypto and blockchain. So that's for a different subject and a different conversation. I was just recently hired for a crypto company as a marketing coordinator, and that's a different subject and a different class. And this that I want to touch base a little bit more today is what I did when I was as an AMA executive, which is placing in these awards that I'm going to go over as I continue. Now, I have a story, and I want to divide it in 4 steps. And you wish starting from the most basic question: why marketing? Or why in the world am I going to choose marketing, right? You're here because you are an officer at college at AMA, or you're a student, or you're just someone who is interested. For me especially, I'm from Reynosa. I am somebody who's Mexican and here as an immigrant, and I'm working my way up. When I was back in the day in high school, middle school, there's one thing that I always knew I had, and people sometimes got frustrated. When I used to stand up in front of a crowd, I would just talk a lot, and I would just have a conversation. Like I'll have my ways and mannerisms, like a dynamic of talking to people in Spanish back in the day, right? And back in the day, they just told me like, shut up, or why are you doing this? But I knew within me that I had something there, but I still didn't know what it was. Fast forward, when I got to college, I'm like, what am I going to study? Which subject or career am I going to pick? And after looking at what I was good at, I knew business for sure, and I knew something with not that much numbers or math. To my surprise, marketing, if you want to take it to the next level, you do require a lot of math, and not only math, but data science. That's a different thing. So marketing, guys, is that science, right, that is going to teach you, and I like this picture just because it shows a lot of things. For you to be creative, one thing, for you to be analytical, and for you to oftentimes create demand for needs that your audience doesn't even know they have. And one of the best case scenarios is this beautiful thing I have right here, because Steve Jobs was one of the fathers, not the father of marketing, but one of the fathers of what we truly own, which is technology, and that mobile piece of computer that we have in our age. Now, marketing, I remember, guys, when I completely understood what it was for me, and it's an escape from just what the status quo is. What do I mean? If I wanted to say, well, here in the valley, right? It's just not many opportunities, and I should leave the valley because I need to escape and go where the jobs are. But if I change that to, can I change the perception of the public by doing something that is going to affect millions of people? That is marketing, because now you are putting yourself on the headset of a boss, a leader, and you want to change the perception. You want to change your audience, because right now there's so many different topics. If you go to Twitter or social media, they all have its own opinion. But how do you change millions of people's opinions, right? That's powerful. And whoever has such a large audience will dictate oftentimes the arguments. So in this case, guys, marketing allows me for me to be creative, for me to have that edge. And when I'm whatever business or job that I have, I'm gonna go ahead and use my skills to keep my personal touch. And I'm seeing that a lot with my cryptocurrency channel, with the skills that I've obtained thus far. Next, please. Why UTRGV? Now, this one is cool because back in the day when I joined was UTPA. Now, of course, in 2015, we changed to UTRGV, but in the transition, that's when I became a little bit more involved with organizations, and I discovered that I was okay managing people. Marketing also goes hand in hand with management. In fact, in some college of businesses, they will have marketing management, or they will mix marketing and business analytics. There's just different ways how colleges in the United States kind of like name themselves and name their degrees. But in this case, exactly what I was talking right now, when I was, 21 ago, back then was, okay, you're in marketing business. And add that I was an international student, what does that mean? That there's a list of degrees that you qualify to get sponsorship. If you don't fit in any of them, you have a much harder chance to get a visa to stay in the country and work. That's for me and for the few of us who are internationals, right? Guess what? Marketing is not in the list. So how do you do it? Well, you have to work harder, sometimes double work, twice as hard to find ways to fit yourself in a career path that is going to allow you to stay in the country, but not only that, to continue your love for marketing. And that's what I did. That's why I'm a professor. But I like it. And that's just a stepping stone for where I want to be. UTRGV, I think UTPA back in the day really taught me the first lesson of marketing. Now, the reason why I'm posting this is because I remember when I joined as a freshman, I remember seeing a billboard, and that billboard said, UTPA, it's all here. I remember seeing that, and I got excited because I'm a swimmer. I try to believe that I'm still an athlete, which I'm not, right? But I love sports. I love to swim, something that's in me, right? Maybe you like football, or you like golf, whatever. I'm a swimmer. I love that sport. And I'm like, they have a team, they have a club, they have this. I'm gonna be the best. Oh, I'm gonna join. I'm gonna learn. I come to realize that there's no swimming team. I come to realize that there's just a really very vague and informal swimming club. Guess what happened? My leadership marketing nature, I become the president of the swimming club for 3 years, since 2013 to 2016 when I graduated. 3 years president of the swimming club. And due to my leadership there, we had the first and only swimming competition recorded in UTRGV history. 2015-16 we had it, where all of the swimmers from UTRGV and other partners from the community came, and we competed. It's recorded. It was really good. Haven't heard of anything else since then. That is what I'm saying. Why marketing and why UTRGV? You have to ask yourself, because these are the questions that I asked myself, and I had answers for it. But here I'm trying to give you some questions to think about. So you might have a different subject, why accounting, or why finance, or why information systems. For me, it's why marketing, and why this institution that has given me so much to work my skills and my brain. So when the time is right, you finally explode. What do I mean? Well, right now, the industry that I'm trying to dominate is cryptocurrency and blockchain, right? Some of my former students here know how passionate I am for that. And if you watch my cryptocurrency channel, you know that too. That industry requires leaders, right? I'm already that person that I wanted to be when I was back starting. I was not ready when I was a freshman because I didn't know what the world was in business. But now, after so many years, tend to be more precise, I know where I need to walk because of the skills and the place of origin where I'm coming from. So I don't forget where I'm from and I know now where I'm going. All the skills that I've had obtained and all, if you can go to the first slide, please, and all the pedigree. Thank you so much. And all this pedigree that I have right now, it's not more than failures and success stories that define who I am. And now, whatever you put me, now I know how to defend myself and I know how to take leadership of something and make the best of it, right? You can go to the second slide. Thank you so much. And the next one. And now that I see the TRGV, of course, I'm like, amazing. But I know there's something else for me, and I'm gonna go ahead and dominate that because of everything that I've obtained. Now, what is this breaking point that helped me define my marketing career or learn so much? Well, the AMA. That is the logo that every time I remember I saw that logo, it will get chills on me. I don't know, I'm just telling you, right? Every time I will see that logo, that one, because there's a new one right now, which is that one, the one she has. They changed the logo. I didn't like it, but whatever. That logo, the black, red, and white. I remember the first time I saw it when I went to New Orleans. That's where the international conference is, where all the chapters across the US go. I'm like, wow, I'm here. Still remember 2013. And I was like, okay, so what do I do? What do I do? And the president at the time definitely wouldn't, Eddie Perez. I'm like, so what do we do? And he's like, just have fun and enjoy it all that now. Okay, that's one way of seeing it. The other way of seeing it is go work, run through the competition, and become the best of the game. It took me 4 years, but we did it. This picture is from 2015. 2016, because you do the work a year prior. So the conference usually is during spring break, but the work is submitted in fall of the year prior. So the work was done 2015 and the works were given 2016. This has been one of the top, or that I, of course, I had the pleasure to work with back in the day, chapters that we had, and those are the members that we took to the conference in New Orleans. And this is one of those few awards that either they're at the university or maybe I have few of them, I don't know, but I think we put it in display there. You can go to the next one, please. That is the board, and of course that is the shirt that I'm wearing today with a lot of proudness, because that board, some of my friends that I can recognize in my name and immediately, Esteban, Poncho, someone weird, I'm kidding, Fabiola.
Oh, that's you.
That's me. Yeah, back when I didn't have all those wrinkles, and look at that, I was so beautiful and young. That's me, well, 2022, when I was 22, something like that. Fabiola Cortez, Albert, Jolene, Fuad, Saidi, and Alex. Alex works for Dell, Saidi works for the government. Fuad, he's somewhere there. Jolene is in Austin, works at a good technology company, I think GoDaddy. She is freelancer marketing. You know me. Poncho is somewhere there, my friend, and he is working at Austin for a technology company, GoDaddy as well. So the AMA as an officer, right? Plus, if you are thinking about becoming an officer, I highly recommend it, because not only you have people that will tell you how it is and can mentor you, but you're working with a team of students that are your age, your background, and you can do more if you want. One more, please. So what you're seeing right now on the screen is, of course, a little bit of a nice story, which is the case competition of 2016 that we pretty much won. It was third place national level in that case competition. And of course, the university wrote on us about what we had to do. The AMA, just kind of putting this in display, the AMA and just the evidence of the work done. It took me 4 years, everybody. It took me 4 years for me to understand really what the work was, and how much of sweat equity it took. Obviously, the first 2 years, it was just more learning, and I participated in all the 4 case competitions. The first one was not that serious. The second one was, what is this? I'm still like getting the hang of it. The third one was a little bit more professional, because we work with vitamin water from Coca-Cola, and we got top honorable mentions. And the fourth one was School Blast, where we reached this level with AMA. So the bottom line, everybody, is why marketing. Told you why UTRGV, because it tells you right the reason how I'm here and where I'm going. So why AMA? Well, in my opinion, it's because AMA really, I was really happy and privileged to have this group of people that molded my skill set and molded my way of thinking, my mentality, right? Where I wanted to continue moving forward, and the opportunities. The reason why, because when you're at the university as students, right, you wanna have resources and you wanna have competitions or challenges. The only way you get a katana, samurai sword, to be one of the best swords in the entire history is by going and putting them through the fire and through hammering the ironsmith, basically, right? And it's not just one or two, it's oftentimes thousands of times that the ironsmith has to go ahead and hammer that sword to make it sharp and beautiful. Well, the same thing is here. I have to go through many different steps to get to a level where I knew how to, I would say, present things that, accordingly to executives and customers, especially for this case competition. This New Orleans in 2016, we talked to the Hershey's, some of the Hershey's executives. They put us in a place. We had to make a presentation, and we completed, I believe, 10 universities, right? So they submit roughly 100 to 98 case competitions to this portal. We submitted ours. Just to give you an idea, guys, that case competition took the life of me. We had about, they had a maximum page limit of 40 pages. We did 40 pages with all kinds of different marketing strategies and tactics and knowledge and research and, copy. And I remember when I went to the library, and because we had a designer to work on the design and everything, carefully and meticulously prepared, and we submitted it. And we waited, that was back in December, something like that. We waited, January comes, the list, just this short list of universities in the top 10 nationwide, just 10, competing for third, second, and first place. And when I saw the name of the university, UTRGV, I panicked. I was like, what in the world? And yes, at that moment, all my friends here that you're seeing right now, that was the case competition team. David, me, look at me, Dan Warner, Gloria, Fuad, and Julio. And of course, that's my friend and some of yours advisor, Dr. Rito Felix. And we went to the conference and we did the best. And of course, we got a nice place with money and an award. So here's the idea. Highly recommend everybody to join the case competition, because I think it's gonna really change your marketing skills for the better. So starting with why marketing, and of course, why UTRGV, the place I was coming from to start. Then why the AMA? Because it really helped me put a perspective and just kind of see where to go and how to learn. Oftentimes when you're, for example, in accounting or a finance or INFS, you take classes and that's it. You go back home and then you continue your life. But nowadays, it's much needed to be a part of a group of people that think the same way when it comes to a specific subject. Right now, back then, I'm gonna say that still right now, we do it. We meet face to face a lot, but back then we didn't have Zoom. Basically, back then it was Skype, but Skype 2012, it wasn't no good. So everything that you wanted to talk to back then, it was, let's go to Moonbeams on 10th Street, they closed. But anyway, let's go to Moonbeams on 10th Street. Let's go to Starbucks. Let's go to like let's talk, right, for hours. Let's go to the library, fourth floor. Let's talk for hours. And that's really what I want to encourage you guys, right? If you're really passionate about a project or something, whatever topic it is, go hard on it, full force. You're not gonna regret it because you got to remember why you like that topic. What's your origin, like where you're starting from and what's giving you that ignite, and surround yourself with a group of people so you go and learn from them. And if there's a chance, try to be the leader of that group of people. If that's within you, that's what you want. So in a group of people, we need leaders and followers, right? And whichever is fine. At the end of the day, get the job done. But someone like me have to be the leader, right? Because that's just my nature. So leaders, followers have an important recognize who are you, right? Are you a leader who is willing to take the pressure? Because I remember I will just work and I'll be Google Drive and whatever, and I'll get 5 emails like, what do we do? What do we do? I'm like, I just told you. What do we do? I just told you, do this, do this. So you have to deal with a lot of people's demands and requests. And if you're not good at that, it's fine. Be a follower. But if you're good at that, you're gonna make a lot of money in life because you're willing to take on pressure. And pressure management, you don't learn it on a textbook, right? Pressure management, you don't learn it on a textbook. That's done through challenges, that's done through experiences, that's done through failures. And that's the key part of AMA. It was not all pretty, but it really taught me, I'm gonna tell you a quick story very quickly right now, but it's powerful. In 2015, the conference prior to the one we won everything, almost everything, I was participating for a DHL sales pitch. Never took a class in sales, didn't have experience in sales, nothing in sales. So I go with the mentality that I'm gonna talk to someone. This is a professor of sales from a different college in the country. I take a sit, he sits there, and I'm given a subject. You have to do this, this is the analytics, this is the content of the business. You gotta kind of like talk to him about this. But it was a sales oriented, right? I didn't know, no one prepared me, but I was like, let me go ahead. I was really confident, prepared. And the way I'm talking to you, I'm good at this, presenting. I go there and I talk to this guy and I don't let them speak. So when I finish, it's like, oh, you're good at talking and you're good at presenting, I can tell, but you never asked me any questions. You never asked me what I thought about this. You never asked, you didn't collect any data on me. So no, and that moment it clicked me like, wait, this is not a marketing presentation. This is a sales conversation, right? Like in sales, I don't know if you're aware of it, but in sales, you don't go and just speak like a door-to-door knocker, like, oh, let me go ahead and sell you something. You have to ask questions, and based on those answers, you start pivoting more. And I didn't know that back then. And I was probably 21 or so years old. And yeah, I failed miserably. I didn't talk to many people, but I failed a lot. And I was like, wow. So I went back to my room like, wow, still with all of those years, I la regué, like it was bad. And I'm like, okay, well, lesson learned. Marketing is not the same as sales. So that when people tell you, oh, marketing is just sales. No, marketing is no sales. Sales, now, super weird, right? But after I graduated with my bachelor's, I worked as a salesperson. I work as an account manager, so I have experience in sales. I was doing some door-to-door, and I was doing some trade shows and some supermarket. So I did that, and I'm so glad I did in Michigan, not in Texas, in Michigan. That's a different story. But what I did is I explored. I explored with all those years that I had after college. I travel outside the state, and I just try to immerse myself in the subject of marketing and sales and communication. And that was an amazing thing because it allowed me not to know how to present, but how to ask questions and sell something to people. That is powerful. So why marketing? Why UTRGV? Why AMA? Really explain the whole 360 degree angle of wow. I mean, you can be very successful, but at the same time, don't forget about your failures because they're there, and don't try to hide them. Learn from them and use them as a reason and as that ignition to continue learning because you're super young, right? I'm still super young. I tell myself that I'm old, but I'm not old, right? I mean, you have so much to give still. And after that, and why me, right? Like when you as I went through this funnel, I came to the realization that the harder I work, the luckier I get. Famous phrase. The harder you work, the luckier you get. So at that point, I'm like, okay, so I know how to work hard. I know how to maneuver according to different problems and handle stress and talk to people and meet people. Can I make my final splash? And that's how I went to the Coca-Cola company for a full ride internship in 2016, which was amazing because it allowed me to really prepare for what it was forward after, different challenges. It was in Atlanta, Georgia, the Coca-Cola conference, or the Coca-Cola internship I obtained due to AMA, to American Marketing Association. And that is one of the pictures that I really, really liked. I believe I was 23 years young or something like that. But at that point, I remember, well, if I already gone through all of this and I'm about to graduate, can I use that experience to take me to the next level? And that is why I went to work for sales. And after that, I went for my master's. And that is why I continue working as a professor. And that is why during the pandemic, when we were all inside our homes, I decided, you know what? I think I can do something else, or I think I can add something to my plate right now. It's not that full, but why should I add now that I have all these skill sets, right? All these experiences, all this knowledge. And that's when I was like, okay, I really like investing. So let's go ahead and try that out. But I didn't get a degree in finance, or I didn't get a degree in financial planning. It's okay, anyone can do it. And that's why I started doing that. And I got to the point of how about later on I pivoted in 2021 to cryptocurrency and blockchain. And that's how I got to the place I am right now with over 42,000 subscribers on YouTube, Twitter, about 2,000 plus followers. And then I still have some other social media networks there that are kind of growing. The reason why I ask sometimes, well, why me? Because when I step back or I let somebody else come into my life and kind of like tell me how I am doing, some people tell me, I mean, you're fine, you're really doing good. I'm like, well, I need more. Right now, I'm starting in real estate investment. I'm about to close on that property because although it's some of the worst times to buy a house right now with the interest rate to the moon, but still, if you're doing it well, you can make a lot of money. So I'm like, okay. So I remember why marketing, because it's a great place to start, and why UTPA or UTRTV, the place that really started everything for me, and I'm still here. Why the AMA? Because as someone who is in the AMA, you guys here, I can tell you it's not a mistake. And although you're early starting or you're about to graduate, you're still on time. Go to that conference. And why me? Because at this point I realized, well, after 10 years, I came to the country, to the United States in 2012. So what years right now? 2022. So it's been 10 years, right, of a lot of grinding and a lot of sacrifice and not seeing your family on a daily basis. And, it's tough. But when the opportunity now presents for do this X, Y, or Z, should I ask the question, why me? or why not me? Because now I got everything. Now I have the knowledge and the scope to crush whatever comes at me. And that is done through a lot of learning, either by a funnel that I went through or a company that you can start from the bottom up and grow as you please. You can go to the last one, please. So as a big picture of me, one that I use a lot for my thumbnails on YouTube, and it's kind of finding the right spot on that. If you're a YouTube fan, well, you know what I'm talking about. So everybody, if we can go to the first slide, please. For those who are in the AMA, this happened in 2016. So 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, and 2022. This happened before all of this, right? So when I asked myself, like, wow, so all of this, in a way, were preparing me for all of the things that I already done and gave me the confidence to say, yes, I can. Yes, I can. And I may don't know that, but I can learn and I can go through it and I can ask questions and I can ask for help and I can do it. Learn, and if I don't know something, I'm gonna go through the funnel from the bottom to the top and I'll make it happen. Got the first place diversity leadership award. That was $7,500. Runner-up AMA EV School Award, that was $2,500. So a total of $10,000 right here to my tuition. Third place case competition, as I told you guys, they didn't give us money, but it was a massive award and with a nice, I think it's still in the office. Top 25 Chapter AMA Chapter Award, the first time the AMA has gotten this one, and we got it super close. Top 25 Chapter out of probably 300 chapters thus far. Top 25, amazing. And of course, the Coca-Cola internship winner. When I was in that conference and with this IN, everybody, the first award they called me for was this one. So I go in the conference, there's plenty, like, I don't know, 100 tables, and there's big podium, and there's big screens, and then they put your name there, right? So runner-up, or like AMA EV School Award, third place, and runner-up, Oscar Ramos, and I go like, oh wow, it's cool, right? And I get it because I apply. You can apply to all of them on the page, and then first place somebody else. So as I was walking back to my chair, back to my place with my team, they called the diversity leadership award, and for that, still difficult. On this one, I applied as a Mexican immigrant and from the valley, so I gave them a nice pitch. There's many people applying, right? African American, Asian, I mean the whole thing. You have to be, from a minority community, and I'm gonna give it a try. So I won the first place. As I'm walking back to my chair, I couldn't even sit. They called me again, and I see my name once again, super big. I'm like, wow. And people are like, oh, whatever, right? I'm going, and right below my name, University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley. Big letters. I'm like, wow. So I got 2 awards, and I'm going back. I forget, take my picture. So it takes a while, take your certification and everything. And I go back again. And lastly, they called, and for the Coca-Cola internships, called somebody that was not in the room and me, big letters. But once again, I'm like, what? Back then, I already knew that I got in the internship because they have to prepare you for the internship in summer, but I didn't know they were gonna call it right there. And at that point, everybody was like, who is this guy? At that point, the whole conference was just kind of like looking at the people who were getting their awards. And I just vividly remember those days because it kind of changes your perception. When you're in the AMA, everybody, to all my AMA officers and future AMA officers, do not focus on the valley. Focus your work on beyond, because the valley is just a tiny little piece of the puzzle. You make it here, great, but the next level is gonna be all the big chapters that are competing at that huge, with huge pedigree and tradition And that's something that we did back in 2016, 15. And I'm sure with the right people and the right mindset, that can also be replicated. As you can tell, it can change your life forever. All right, everybody, that's it. Thank you so much. Have any questions? Just let me know.
Anybody have any questions? Wow.
Anybody else? Or check?
Anybody has some questions? Carter's here in the chat.
I do, and I'm in the chat. I don't know if you can hear me or if I should just type it.
Yes, we hear you.
Okay, I apologize for not being able to show up in person, but I'm driving on my way to another class. I just had a question towards Mr. Ramos about marketing.
Yes.
Okay, I know that marketing is very essential because every time I see people wanting to say, oh, I want to make a business, or I want to make a show, or I want to do something, every time you ask them, okay, how are you going to get funded? How are you going to get it to people? They usually don't know how to do it. So in a sense, I've realized that marketing and funding matters way too much to be ignored in any business plan. However, I'm speaking from my own experience. I don't know anything about marketing. I know that a lot of people say, well, it's good if you go to school to learn marketing. Others are like, you really don't need a degree for it. So I've always been told that, for example, this group helps you with that. But I guess how how is this presentation as well as like this group, how can that help someone like me, like that starting from like scratch into like develop marketing skills, I guess, because I know it helped you. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, Carl?
No, I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, thank you for your question, Carlos, and your comment. Basically, what you're asking, well, you don't know anything about marketing, you want to start, you want to kind of have an idea of what this and how you read this and how you start with this. Well, marketing is a social science, right? At its core. In marketing, you remember your 4 Ps, right? Price, product, place, location, or promotion. So a lot of people identify marketing with promotion, right? Oh, go to Twitter, go to advertising and radio, and that's just 1 P. And you can go to the 7 Cs, you can go to many different ideas of marketing, but for the most part, let's keep it short. Promotion, place, price, product. If you just talk about promotion, you're missing the 3, which is place, price, and product. But want to become a specialist on all of this and that takes time. So there's some great books online, there's some great podcasts. Marketing is an easy social science and an analytical science that you can grab a book, a radio, or someone that you know, like me, a professor, and just listen about their experience. You can go into more detail about a marketing research or PhD, or you can take it a little bit more step back in the creative, because you guys know about Charlie D'Amelio? No, nobody knows, right? Who she is? Come on, I mean, talk to me about Shakira. Charlie D'Amelio, a 19-year-old who started in 2020, NASA is worth millions of dollars with dances. The reason why, that is promotion, that is advertising, that is an image. It's a feeling. You connect with her with emotional, and you have this audience. So that's how she markets herself, and we remember her because of that. So start with something easy. I would suggest, if you want to go to the ama.org page, which is the American Marketing Association, just to kind of be a little bit more practical, but go to YouTube, what is marketing, and start from there. You also have my email, oscar.ramoschacon01@utrtv.edu. Okay. Yes.
Do you know how you
Thanks.
got to